Time goes by in your training so quickly that it's so easy to stay consistent and motivated, and then years through your training go by and you're looking back and your progress has actually been relatively stagnant. I've seen it myself. People in the gym who are really consistent and they're in the gym all the time when they need to be, but their training has been the same for years on end. I remember seeing people 3 years ago lifting the 50 kilo dumbbells on the pressing movements, and then 3 years later, coming to present day, they're still lifting the same weight. So do you think you're actually making progress in the gym? And if you look at your training 6 months prior, are you making progress? Because if not, this means you might not actually be on the way to achieving that goal you've set out to achieve. And you could be doing something wrong which needs changing within your training. The first thing you need to be looking at within your training goals are your goals realistic? It's very common nowadays for people's goals to be things such as being a bodybuilder, a professional bodybuilder online from what they're seeing in social media, or seeing people want to push unrealistic numbers in a certain time frame or get a certain physique in an unrealistic time frame as well. Now, if you are someone who's wanting to become a bodybuilder or you're hoping to be a famous bodybuilder, you've got to realise that bodybuilding is a predetermined competition. The thing that makes bodybuilders win a competition is genetics. Now, yes, people can train harder and people can put more effort in, but at the end of the day, the two things that matter are who's been training longer, who's had more experience, and who has the best genetics. And that's not even taking into account the PED sides of things as well. But anyway, enough about bodybuilding, ranting about that. If you actually want to know if you'll achieve what you've set out to do when you first started training in the gym, you need to be realistic with the goals you've set yourself. Because you've got to realise the harder the goal is to achieve, the harder it's going to be to work towards. Now, that may sound obvious, but you'll be surprised. The amount of times I speak to people in the gym and they say their goal is to look like a certain person, or for example, have certain measurements. For example, or lifting, they might say they want to deadlift 300 kilos, and I'll ask them, all right, how many times do you deadlift in a week? And they'll say, oh, I'll deadlift once a week, last week, and then I have not really done it in a month or something like that. And then they might say, oh, I want 18-inch arms, or how many times do you directly train your arms? And they're like, oh, I can't really remember. They're not in that certain avenue of training to where they're going to achieve those goals. Unfortunately, there's some people in the world who have these really big expectations and goals they want to achieve in the gym, but their lifestyle just will not allow it. If you're someone who travels a lot and you cannot get to a gym, yes, you can build a good physique, yes, you can lose weight and get the physique that you want, but you're never going to be able to have a top 1% physique like someone else will, who is able to train, you know, whenever they want during the week and put all the effort in that they can. Now, this isn't meant to get people to lie back and mourn and accept defeat that they're never going to achieve the goals. This is to just put into perspective and let people realize how hard it actually is to achieve the certain goals that you might be setting yourself. If you want to achieve a certain goal within the gym, your first thing that you should be planning, or the first thing you should be thinking about, is how long of a time you're willing to put into that goal. Too many people come to me through coaching asking for a good physique or a change within a certain period of time, such as 3 months, 5 months. Now, yes, you can achieve goals within that period of time, but the goals that people often want to achieve aren't those 3 to 5 months goals. The goals that people want to achieve, the good physiques, the physiques where you can tell someone lifts with a shirt on, those goals take years upon years of progress. And I don't just mean progress as in training, you know, whenever you feel like it. I mean progress of consistently training 3 to 4 times a week, every week for up to a decade. So that's the first thing you need to accept. Once you can accept in your head that you're going to be in this for the long game, that's when you've made your first step forward to be able to get that dream physique. Now, the second thing actually kind of contradicts the first a bit, but you're putting more effort in for longer, but you need to make things as easy for yourself as humanly possible. You're way more likely to achieve your dream physique and get the goals that you want to achieve if you just make it as easy as possible. Now, this does come with trial and error and kind of practicing things, but if you can only train 2 times a week because that's how your lifestyle works, that's fine. Train full body twice a week. If you're somebody who finds they get quite tired after work and you're not able to train after work, then you're gonna have to suck it up and try and train before work. If you're someone who struggles with consistency and has 2 weeks where they're really good training and there's another 2 weeks or 3 weeks off, you're gonna have to sort that out and maybe have at least one training session with those weeks that you fall off a bit. It's all about consistency and keeping it up to work towards that goal. Now, if your mindset when it comes to those things is making you doubt yourself and making you doubt if you're going to be able to achieve your goals, then you're probably not going to achieve the physique you want. At the end of the day, that's how you know personally if you can get the physique you want. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and think, is it possible? Am I able to sit down, put my head down and do and work towards that goal? At some point, you kind of just need to turn your brain off like a zombie and just mindlessly go to the gym and train just to get a session in like you would do when you're brushing your teeth. Obviously, you should be brushing your teeth twice a day, every day. You don't think about it, you just go and do it before bed because you know it's something you need to do. The gym eventually needs to get the same. You need to just be able to aimlessly get ready, go to the gym. It's part of your routine, like you're on a train track. It's just one thing you're doing in the day just to get through the day. And if you can't do that, or at least work towards that, then you're probably not going to achieve what you want to. Now, if you feel like you struggle with progress and you're not able to actually work towards your goals efficiently and you need help, then you can sign up to my coaching through the app, which is linked in the description, and I'll set you a fully customized plan and help you every way I can, just like I have with hundreds of other people. Now guys, if you're interested in another video, I'll leave one right up here for you to watch. Thank you for watching. That's it there. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you later.